Week 15 of the NFL season. We're going to go game by game and predict the money line and spread. Who's going to win this game? What are the best bets? Taking a look at week 14, it was bad, man. We were 500 in week 13. Follow it up. We're 7-5 heading to Sunday Night Football. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest. I think we got scammed. Indiana Jones injured. The Colts lost. I think that was Mickey Mouse. You got the Commanders. Daniels is hurt. Ertz is hurt. Everyone's hurt. The Commanders get shut out. The Vikings probably would have won anyway, but it's kind of Mickey Mouse. Shador Sanders, pulled, blows the lead, doesn't get the 2-point conversion. The Browns lose to the Titans. Scammed. Absolute scam. It's a travesty. Now, the rest of those losses, honestly, Steelers over Ravens, congrats. The Steelers are insane. And the other loss that we had, the Saints over the Bucs, we weren't picking the Saints. I'll tell you that right now. Heading into week 15. Happy NFL fantasy football playoffs to those that participate. Gotta say that, because maybe you're bad. Maybe you are bad at fantasy football and you didn't make it there. Maybe you got unlucky, just like we got unlucky with the Saints beating the Bucs. 70%. Aim for a 70% pass rate to get the fantasy football. Anyway, we got a lot of good matchups this week. We got about a 50% mixed bag. We got some very good matchups. AFC East. Take a look at the shirt. Deflatriots, read it and weep. We got Bills, Patriots this week. We'll talk about that. And then we have some games that have double-digit spreads. Game 1, Falcons at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFC South is close. It's a tight margin now. We have the Buccaneers, who are now selling. The NFC South is between the Bucs, Baker Mayfield, who was once the MVP of the league. He was going to be MVP over Stafford. Not anymore. Mike Evans going to be back for this game? He's been practicing. People thought Evans was going to be out for the year. Probably not at this rate. They're going to need him back. Ibuka has been absolutely buns recently. I've seen him making some drops. A rookie, growing pains, potentially so. But the Falcons are so bad. Without Penix and with Kirk Cousins in, Kyle Pitts has stepped up. Darnell Mooney has been absolutely atrocious. Drake Glenn's missed time. I expect London to be back for this game, so that should help the Falcons' offense. The NFC South games, they're kind of like the NFC West where anything can happen. But to be honest, I like this Buccaneers 5.5 point spread, and I think the Buccaneers need this one considering they're now tied with the Panthers for first in the NFC South. Game 2 is Jets at Jaguars. Tyrod Taylor, hurt. Are we going to see the bum quarterback come back? We got Fields, who was out last week. Is Fields going to be back in, or is it going to be Brady Cook, who looked absolutely terrible? It doesn't matter either way, because you're talking about the number 1 AFC South team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wish I had the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song pulled up on YouTube right now. I'd be playing it. Don't you worry. It's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. The Jaguars, they've won some Mickey Mouse games. They have. And then they've also got exposed by a couple teams. So they are a fluky team. The Jaguars should beat the Jets, though. There's not really much to talk about here. Looking at the spread, 11.5 point spread. It's on double digits. We'll go with the Jags to cover that. Bills at Patriots. There it is. You got the Deflatriots shirt on. I'm an Eagles fan, so you got to obviously represent the cheaters, right? The Patriots host the Bills, and this is a massive game. The Bills almost lost the entire AFC East by losing to the Bengals. Instead, they are only 2 games back of the Patriots. You win this game, you're 1 game back. So this is a huge game for Buffalo. Josh Allen's coming off one of his best games of the season. It was a snow game. It was in Buffalo. It was great. I think the Bills are a better offense. I'll say it. I think the Bills are a better offense. I know Drake May's playing his butt off. I know Drake May looks really good. The Patriots defense, though, has the Bills defense beat, because the Bills defense, I've never seen something worse in my life. In fact, if I just look up, let's just look up Bills games, and I'll just tell you what their allowed points have been the last couple of matchups. They gave up 34 to the Bengals in the snow. They held the Steelers to 7. Texans got 23 and beat them. Bucks had 32. Dolphins dropped 30. So, they've given up a good amount of points recently in 4 of their last 5 matchups. I think that the Buffalo Bills have a chance to win this one, and I would expect, when I look at my phone right now, to see them as the underdog. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Bills are favored. 1.5 point favorites here. Now, this is very simple. Sometimes your brain can't comprehend things. For instance, how were the Bears the number 1 team in the NFC? Was it the easiest schedule of all time? It's some things you just can't comprehend. And coming into the season, I think I predicted the Patriots would have 6 wins. The Patriots have 11 wins and only 2 losses. Mickey Mouse schedule, or are they a juggernaut? We're going to find out here, but I'm going with Josh Allen, who just had an amazing performance to cover the 1.5 points. This is a game you're going to have to put in your parlay. It's truly 50-50, so choose right. That's all I got to say on that. Browns at Bears. This feels like it could be a fluke game. This feels like the Browns could hang out. You have Shador, who had 4 total touchdowns. He looked good, man. He looked really solid. I think they took the foot off the gas there in the second half. And you have Caleb Williams, who had 14 passing yards, just about going into a 2-minute drill at halftime. So I don't think the Bears played very well in the first half. They kind of caught up there in the second half. They got to rely a bit more on a Monagai, in my opinion. I think Monagai is a much harder run style than DeAndre Swift. Looking at the spread for this game, I'm not even sure. Yeah, there it is. Bears are 7.5 point favorites. Honestly, I think the Bears win by 7.5 or more. I do. But this is not something I'm going to be actually betting on in terms of the spread. Ravens at Bengals. Who's the favorite here? Because you just had the Bengals almost beat the Buffalo. The Bengals, I'm just gonna say it. The Bengals beat the Bills in 3 quarters of football. Why do I say that? Because Joe Burrow decided to throw a pick 6 and he almost threw 2 pick 6s back to back, right? So the Bengals absolutely fumbled that game, but they had the Bills on the ropes. The Bengals beat the Ravens when the Ravens gifted them 5 turnovers. Do we expect Lamar to turn the ball over 5 more times? No. But you also have the Ravens coming off of a loss to the Steelers. Now the Steelers have the game lead over the Ravens in the AFC North. The Ravens, man, there ain't going to be any video games in their locker room this week. Lamar's going to come to this game locked in. But the Bengals look good, man. The Ravens are 2.5 point favorites here in Cincinnati. And this is going to be a tough one to lock in here, but I'm going with the Ravens. Ravens as only 2.5 point favorites. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I trust Lamar. And, Lamar is only 1 game back, whereas the Bengals are 2 or 3 games back now at Pittsburgh. I think they're 3 games back now that they sold to the Buffalo Bills. I'm going with the Ravens here, but it's going to be a close game. Cardinals at Texans. Who cares? I mean, Michael Wilson, why am I against him in every league? We're going into the fantasy playoffs. Am I going to earn a bye week? Am I going to be eliminated? I'm against Michael Wilson, who drops 40 points in every league. Like, what are we doing? And the Texans defense, I haven't seen them yet. I haven't seen CJ Stroud on Sunday Football versus the Chiefs. I'd expect it to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's low scoring here versus Kansas City. But the Texans defense is good. And the Texans offense is kind of fluky, kind of volatile up and down, in my opinion. I think the Texans win this one right here. Looking at the spread, they're 7 point favorites. That's a big spread. I don't like the spread at all. So I'll go Texans money line. Commanders at Giants. No Jaden Daniels, no Zach Ertz. This is a game that you probably want to stay away from. You probably want to just take whoever has. I mean, the Giants are 2.5 point favorites here at home. I'm going with Jackson Dart and the Giants because Dart looks like Jaden Daniels did last year, where he's elevating the entire club. Chargers at Chiefs, big AFC West game. Haven't seen either of these teams play in Week 14. It's a rare instance, man, where we have the 2 teams on Sunday night and Monday night, and they play the following week. I think the Kansas City Chiefs should be favored to win this game, but a lot is going to depend on Sunday Night Football. If the Chiefs are already eliminated from the AFC West, I mean, they're going to be playing for this is big, high-stakes game. And I don't think Pat Mahomes is going to be allowed to lose this one at Arrowhead. Something fishy is probably going to happen here. I'm going with Kansas City. They are 5.5 point favorites. And I was about to say that, I think the Chiefs win by 5.5 or more. But I think that the odds are a bit too wide. Like, I honestly think Chargers 5.5 points is a better bet, but I think the Chiefs win by 6, if that makes sense. That's just my opinion. Raiders at Eagles, lock it in. Raiders are now the worst team in the league. I'm going with the Raiders here, if I was dumb. Eagles, they have the Easter Bunny now in the locker room. Wrong season, guys, but we'll take all the positive vibes we can get. Eagles win this one by double digits. They cover the spread. Titans at 49ers. Scam Ward. Things are rolling. The Titans are hot. The Titans are not. The 49ers are going to win this one, man. The 49ers are going to win this one by double digits. But by 14 seems a bit aggressive. I don't like that. Panthers at Saints. NFC South. The Saints, best team in the league, coming off of a massive win versus the potential MVP Baker Mayfield. I'm kidding. Saints are terrible. Got a nice win. Good job. The Panthers, I also think the Panthers are not good. I'm not going to say they're terrible anymore, but I'm going to just, I don't think they're good. They're only 2.5 point favorites here versus the Saints. And that's going to be my lock of the week. Give me the Carolina Panthers, my only 2.5. Lock it in quick before the odds go up. Game of the week, in my opinion. Lions at the Rams. Two juggernauts in the NFC come and meet. The Lions just dropped a big amount of points on the Cowboys' head. The Rams just dropped a 35-0 run on the Cardinals' head. I mean, this is going to be a good game. The Rams are 4.5-point favorites here. And while everything in my brain is telling me the Rams win this one, listen to this logic, right? I'm taking the Rams to win. And I think whoever wins, it's probably going to be like a 7-point game, right? But this is how you think about it. I really think that the odds of this game are like Rams win probably 60% chance to 40% chance. So looking at the odds, the Lions are plus 180 to win. Like, it might be a smarter thing to go with the underdog here just because they're giving them 4.5 points. That's just my opinion, but I'm going with the Rams. Packers at Broncos. Another big game right here. This is a potential... I mean, this is almost a mini Super Bowl because the way that both these teams are playing, they are juggernauts in their respective conferences. Denver Broncos, hey, they win close games. So looking at the spread, it's no surprise to me that it's only a 2.5-point spread. It might be a bit surprising to people that it's a 2.5-point spread in the Packers' favor. This game's in Denver. And the Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Honestly, the Broncos might come away with this one. I'm going with the Packers for right now, man. More explosive offense. Broncos defense is elite. If they give Jordan Love problems, it's going to be a rough day. But you saw with Jaden Reed, with Watson, there were some big, deep, explosive plays hit in the Packers win over the Bears in Week 14. Give me Green Bay to keep the momentum rolling forward. The Colts take on the Seahawks here. And it's a sad story for Indiana Jones. It really, really is. The Seahawks are now 10.5-point favorites here over the Colts. I think that depending on who's quarterback, that's probably a decent spread. I think it's a bit aggressive, bit wide, but I'm going Seattle. Vikings at Cowboys. J.J. McCarthy, he's number one in our hearts. He's the best of all time. Yeah, he's done. He's done. Jerry's world. I hate saying that, man, but the Dallas Cowboys win this one, and they probably cover the 6.5-point spread. We got Monday Night Football now, wrapping up the fantasy playoffs. Who do you need the masterclass from? For me, it's going to be Waddle. We got the Dolphins going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Not a good matchup for Waddle. I guess I'm losing in fantasy. But the Steelers are 3.5-point favorites here. Honestly, I think Steelers by 3 is going to be a bet you want to lock in right here. Probably going to be one of my bets of the week, along with the Panthers-Saints game. So I'm going with the Steelers. Looking at it in terms of the best odds this week, I like the Dolphins-Steelers game for money line. I like the Panthers-Saints for money line. Commanders-Giants is not terrible. Bills-Patriots, not terrible. Ravens-Bengals is pretty good. So those are the best games you want to be throwing into your parlay for Week 15. There it is. Fantasy playoffs. Comment down below, did you make it? And are you going to win? And did you get the bye week? Maybe you're cream of the crop. I'll see you boys in Week 16 with a smile on my face because I'll be undefeated in every playoff I'm in.